Alright, so I've been trying to record this for a long time now. I just don't know what to say. So I'm just going to accept that and move forward, because if not, I'm never going to post this video. And it's never going to be perfect, so just get it done. First of all, I'm doing this because it's challenging for me. I never did anything like this, and it certainly puts me out of my comfort zone. And that's definitely the number one reason why I'm doing it. I never talk in videos ever, and especially in English, so that's fun for me to try a new thing. The second reason is because I just want to explore the ideas that I have and the thoughts that go through my mind, because just talking out loud helps me a lot with the thinking process and why do I do the things I do with art. And I also think it's interesting because it can open a conversation, and that's definitely one of the greatest things about art, is that you can talk about anything at all. And I think it's, especially right now, a good thing to talk about different topics and have a discussion, an healthy discussion about things. So yeah, I mean, I'm just going to explore some topics. I don't know how many of these videos I'm going to make, but I hope they are watchable, at least, I don't know. Yeah, this is the first video, I hope you like it. I think it's safe to say that 2020 has been an interesting year so far, at least, and that shows by the amount of opinions people want to make about everything and everyone. And what's funny to me is that even in situations that seem so direct for everybody, there's always someone with a complete opposite opinion. It doesn't matter what the topic is, and I think that shows definitely a lot of different emotions. Because if we see a person being choked to death by another person and we can't agree that it's outrageous, then we really can't agree on anything, because it doesn't get more basic and human than that. And for a person to have an emotion and a feeling like this, it really makes me stop and think for a second where this comes from, because in my opinion at least, I don't think it's misinformation. I don't see how a person can completely avoid truthful information about stuff like this. So I really don't know where this comes from, if it's something cultural or it's really like a mentality thing. And that's something that interests me a lot, because I just get irritated every time I go to social media and see what people are saying about this stuff, and I try to make sense of it so it doesn't bother me so much, but it's just a lost cause. Strong emotions cause strong reactions, so we really need to use that in our favor if you want things to change. And for sure, there's a right and a wrong way to do so. We should not take the spotlight out of the real problem, because if not, we are just wasting an amazing opportunity where most people are fighting for the same thing, and that does not happen a lot. So yeah, I mean, emotions can be very intense for sure, but on top of that, you got mild emotions that can be just as important, because you might find some feelings that you have about something that you didn't know, or you might formulate an opinion different just because of it. And I think it's small things like that that we feel that really makes us sure of what we think about stuff in general. I'm going to leave a link in the description for a TED Talk that I watched with the title The History of Human Emotions by Tiffany Watt-Smith. And she starts the presentation by asking what are the emotions that the public feels at the moment. And you soon realize that's a very hard thing to process, because sometimes it's really complicated just to know what you feel in a normal situation, let alone explaining it with words. What really captivated me about what she was saying is that there are 6 main emotions, the basic emotions, that are composed by happy, sad, afraid, disgusted, angry, and surprised. But the crazy thing is that these words don't describe completely and specifically what we feel. So some cultures just end up feeling more intensely an emotion just because they name it, just because they spend some time talking about it and figuring out what it was. We create the definitions for these words. At the end of the day, it's that definition that helps us explain something that we feel. There's really no other way we can explain it besides with words. She gives an example of this with the Dutch word gezelligheid, that means feeling snug in a homely place with friends when it's cold outside, which we really can't explain that with the words we have in English or in Portuguese in my case. And that's kind of strange. If we go search for more words in other cultures, you really can find some definitions that are so spot on with some emotions that there's really no better way to explain something that you feel to someone. But she definitely explains this much better than me. So if you are interested in this stuff, it's really worth watching and listening to her. She then touches on other topics like how physical reactions were linked to emotions over time. For example, in the 12th century, some poets and thinkers thought that yawning was a reflection of love. Now we know it's just a reflection of boredom. And the thing is, even today, with the level of science that we have, we still don't know everything there is to know about emotions. So we just need to accept that we will be forever very unstable, but that doesn't mean that we should settle for what's wrong and what we know could be and should be better. So as I said at the beginning, I hope this was watchable. As you could see, this is just me ranting about different ideas that I have and thoughts. I know that if I did this tomorrow or whatever, it would be completely different because I would be thinking about other stuff. So now that I'm going to edit, I hope this wasn't a complete confusion. And I also hope I don't get pissed off about my English because I know it's not very good. Alright, so this is the end of the video. I hope you liked it. I'm going to show you now the final artwork. And if you have any suggestions, I would really appreciate it. And like it if you liked it, and subscribe. And I think that's it for the cliche YouTuber quotes. So that's it. I hope you like the emotional grenade.